welcome back. So, yesterday we were discussing the monotone convergence theorem, and we also explicitly approximated measurable function g from below using simple functions, and wrote down a limiting expression for the integral of some g d mu, right. So, we gave an explicit expression rather than a supremum definition that we gave later earlier. So, in some developments this the approximation that I gave and the limit of it is taken as the definition of the integral of a non-negative function, right. This is, you can also define it that way and prove linearity becomes very easy, for example. But if you define it using the approximation I made, some other properties become hard to prove. So, the supremum definition makes certain properties easy to prove, but linearity difficult to prove. But if you take the explicit definition using this limit in the previous class, there are certain other properties that become difficult to prove and linearity becomes easy to prove. So, they are both equivalent ways of developing the abstract integral. Now, we will talk about expectations of a discrete random variable, then we will discuss expectations, computing expectations over different spaces, and then we will derive a formula for expectation of continuous random variables. Okay. Suppose x is a discrete random variable, and it will take only countable values, right. So, taking values, let us say a1, a2 dot dot dot, could be finite or countable, countably infinite. So, what this discrete random variable does, so you have all these discrete values that it takes. If you look at all those omegas that map to a certain ai, let us say a1, so that will be some set of omegas, right, and similarly a2 will have some other set of omegas and so on. So, what a discrete random variable does is that it partitions the sample space into a, so it partitions into a countable set of events, right. So, for corresponding to each of the values it takes, its pre-image, let us call that capital AI, is an event clearly, and the omega gets partitioned by these AIs, right. So, in fact, a discrete random variable can be written as a countable sum of weighted indicators like so, I equals 1 through infinity, right. So, this could be a, if it is a finite, so if the random variable takes a finite set of values, then it is a simple random variable, right. If it takes a countably infinite set of values, then the sum the sum is an infinite sum, all right. For the sake of let us say that x is non-negative to first derive an expression for non-negative, the expectation of a non-negative discrete random variable. Okay. So, these AIs will be non-negative, and these big AIs are those omegas which map to little ai, okay, and these big AIs partition omega. Okay. Now, the task is to compute expectation of x, all right. See, if this were a simple random variable, we already know what it is. It is simply sum over I equals 1 through n ai probability of ai, right, that is from the definition. Now, this is an infinite sum, so we have to be a little more careful, right. So, what we will do is we will use monotone convergence theorem to derive an expression for the expectation of x. Okay. So, let x n of omega equals sum I equals 1 through n ai indicator ai. So, here what I am doing is only keeping so I am only keeping the first n terms, okay, and this xn of, and this is a sequence I am going to define this for n greater than or equal to 1. So, this is a sequence of random variables and this is a sequence of simple random variables clearly, right, and I know how to compute the expectation of this, right, and it is also easy to show that xn of omega is less than or equal to x of omega and xn of omega is monotonically increasing. So, I am trying to construct a, I am trying to approximate from below the discrete random variable x using simple random variables, alright, so that I can invoke the monotone convergence theorem and obtain the expression for expectation. So, let me just do that. So, this is the definition of xn. Note xn of omega is less than or equal to xn plus 1 of omega. Why is that the case? For every, this is true for every omega, right. That is because you add one more term a n plus 1, right. So, if the omega lies in one of these little AI, big AIs, then it will be equal. If it lies in a n plus 1, x n plus 1 will be equal to little a n plus 1, whereas x n will be equal to 0, correct. So, with me, so this is okay. It is a very simple argument. So, it is a monotonically increasing sequence. So, this is easy. Next, fix some omega and omega. So, we want to show that xn of omega converges to x of omega for all omega. Okay, so, I know that it is monotonically increasing, then I have to show that xn of omega converges to x of omega, then I can invoke monotone convergence theorem, right, that is what I am trying to do here. Then there exists a k such that omega belongs to a k, right, there exists k as such that I think. So, I want to say that there exists k greater than or equal to 1 such that omega belongs to a k, correct. So, I am, so this discrete random variable is partitioning the sample space into these countable AIs, right. I am ignoring measure 0 sets, right, on measure 0 sets it may map to some uncountable set or whatever, but I am ignoring the technicality for now. So, I am just saying that the random variables takes only countable set of values and the pre images are this partition, okay. So, I am looking at some omega, okay, and that omega should be, will belong to a particular a k, right, because omega has been partitioned, right. So, whichever omega you take it will belong to some a k, correct. So, if you look at, so then if you, then x of omega for this guy will become, x of omega will be a k, right, and so what I am saying is for this omega x of omega is equal to a k, okay. So, for all n greater than or equal to k, we have x n of omega. So, x, see if n is less than k, so k is that guy, right, k is the index that contains my little omega, my omega, and if my n is less than k, x n of omega will be 0, right, because, so I will sum only till n, okay, and my k is bigger than n. So, it will never figure in this sum, alright. So, it will be 0, but if n is bigger than or equal to k, we have x n of omega equal to what, a k, right, and n less than k, x n of omega equal to 0, correct. Thus, limit n tending to infinity x n of omega equal to x of omega for all omega. Agreed? So, x n of omega will be equal to a k for all n bigger than or equal to k, correct, and x of omega is anyway equal to a k. So, x n of omega will converge to x of omega, and this is true for every omega, right, because I fixed an arbitrary omega and proved this, correct. This is clear, sequence of arguments clear. So, I fix any omega at all and that omega must belong to some capital A k, okay, then my x of omega will be little a k, agreed. Now, if you look at x n for that omega, it will be 0 for n less than k and a k for n greater than or equal to k, which means as n tending to infinity x n of omega will converge to x of omega, and this is true for all omega, correct. So, now I have proven that x n is a simple is a sequence of simple random variables which converge to x monotonically, correct. So, by MCT I can invoke MCT, expectation of x equal to limit n tending to infinity expectation of, so expectation of x n, correct. Agreed. Now, what is expectation of x n? Expectation of x n I know because x n's are simple, right. So, this is equal to limit n tending to infinity sum over I equals 1 through n a I times probability of big A I, right, which is simply the same as yeah. So, let me just write this as probability of big A I, then this is equal to sum over I equals 1 through infinity A I probability of x is equal to A I, right. I am skipping one step. So, this limit of this infinite sum always exists because these a i's are non negative, okay, otherwise the sum may not be well defined, right. So, I have assumed which is why I have assumed that x is a non negative random variable to begin with, right. So, I have so this sum will always converge, right, it may go to plus infinity, but this is well defined, right, it may either be converging to a real number or it may go to plus infinity, but in either case this limit is well defined. So, which is denoted by this infinite summation, and after all capital A I is nothing but the set of all omegas for which x is equal to a I, little a I, right, and that is nothing but your PMF, right. So, you can, if you want, you can write that as I equals 1 through infinity a I p x of little a I, right. Is that clear? But that is only for non negative discrete random variables. If you have a discrete random variable which possibly takes negative values, what would you do? Decompose it into x plus and x minus, right. If x is a discrete random variable possibly taking negative values, write x is equal to x plus minus x minus, where x plus is equal to max of x comma 0, isn't it? max or min, max, isn't it, max of x comma 0, and x minus is equal to minus min of x comma 0, right. So, these are the positive and negative components of, this is like f plus and f minus for functions, right. I am just writing it x plus as x minus for random variables. Okay. Now, these are both, so x plus and x minus are both non negative random variables, correct, which is why I put a minus sign here. So, to make it non negative, right, min of x comma 0 will be possibly negative, right. So, which is why I made it non negative. Define expectation of x. So, this is like, I mean, this we have already done, right. Expectation of x is equal to expectation of x plus minus expectation of x minus, which is well defined as long as we do not have a, so as long as we do not have infinity minus infinity. What I really mean is, if at least one of them is finite, this is well defined. If they are both equal to infinity, then the expectation of the random variable is not defined. Okay. For a random variable that takes, well, for a random variable that takes only non negative values, it is always defined, right. It's, this is always perfectly well defined. It might be plus infinity, but it is still well defined. Okay. But for a random variable that takes both positive and negative values, this guy may be infinity, this guy may be real, in which case the expectation is infinity, this may be infinity, this may be real, in which case the expectation is minus infinity. If they are both real, no problem, right, and if they are both infinity, the expectation of the random variable is undefined, does not exist. Okay. So, I want to make sure, so the expectation is not defined is different from saying expectation is infinity, okay, they are both different. Expectation being infinity is well defined. Okay. Expectation being infinity is just this summation diverging to infinity plus infinity, right. Okay. So, with me so far. So, examples. So, let us compute the mean of a geometric random variable. One minus p power I minus 1 p, and this is for I greater than or equal to 1, right. So, this is geometric random variable. So, if you want to compute, so this is a non negative random variable, right. So, you can directly apply this formula, correct. So, expectation of x will be sum over I equals 1 through infinity I times 1 minus p to the I minus 1 times p, right. So, this is, so if you pull this p out, you will have an arithmetic geometric series which you can sum, right. So, what you will get is this will become p over 1 minus, so I think you will get something like this 1 minus p the whole squared I think. Okay, I think this is what you get, right. So, if you have to sum this arithmetic geometric series, so you will get, so that will become 1 over p. Okay, just do the summation. Okay, so this step, just do it right. So, this will be 1 over p. So, x is the, so recall that x is the number of coin tosses before you see the first head, right. If p is the probability of head, x denotes the number of coin tosses before you see the first head, right, and the expected number of those coin tosses is 1 over the probability of head, which makes sense, right. So, if the probability of head is 1 in 3, the expected number of trials before you see a heads is 3 is what this is saying, right, which makes sense. Yes.
You are finding that expectation of that negative random variable as a limit of xn, limit n tends to infinity expectation of xn. Then you take the limit outside that expectation of x plus minus expectation of x minus, or is it limit expectation of x plus minus limit expectation of x minus?
So, what you have to do to be mathematically sound, you have to express x as, first you have to express x as x plus minus x minus. So, these are both non negative random variables. For each of these random variables you approximate monotonically. Yeah, you compute, so which is why I am writing it like this, right. You have to compute the positive part separately and negative part separately, and for the expectation of x plus you will compute using this formula, expectation of x minus you will compute using a similar formula, and then you subtract one from the other if the subtraction is well defined. If it is both infinity, it is not well defined.
So, if x plus and x minus are x is symmetric over x axis, x plus and x minus will be basically equal, minus x minus will be basically equal.
We will get to that example, we will see an example like that. So, this is okay, this is a very simple example. So, I want to, so this is a case, this is a very benign case where it is a non negative random variable and the summation worked out to be something finite, right. So, the mean is, the expectation is 1 over p, right. Now, we will give an example of a case where the expectation is plus infinity,